Hey guys, it's Savannah. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is 3 spring farmhouse Dollar Tree DIYs. So without further ado, let's get crafting. So for our first DIY, I'm taking these Dollar Tree wood houses. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail on what happened to these. Let's just say I wanted to spray paint them to cover them faster, and this spray paint had a very strong spray. Why I did not lay them flat on the ground, I'll never know. You'll never know. But I ended up taking some Ivory Waverly chalk paint. I love this color. It's kind of like an off-white. And I gave these houses a good coat. I only needed to do one because I guess that spray paint did serve some kind of purpose. But I wanted to ask you guys, someone brought it to my attention that I leave too much of my painting in my videos. I like to leave little parts in there because I know some people are still learning, especially when it comes to distressing. But they said that it was a waste of their time. So let me know if you guys want me to cut out more of that. Next, I'm taking some of these Dollar Tree wall stickers. Now, I had this planned in my mind. And you know, sometimes when you have things in your head, they don't always come out the way you want them to. But these did. I love them. And I just start laying them on the houses until I get almost all of them covered as much as I can with the bigger stickers. And then I'll show you what I do next. So once I got as many big stickers as I could on there, I start by cutting off the excess that is coming off the sides, and I just start placing them around those blank spots. Now, honestly, there was no rhyme or reason to this. I just started laying things, trying to cover these houses as much as I could. I did take another big one and put it on the bigger house. And then I felt like it was too much pink. So the greenery on the side, I did cut and stick under. You'll see what I do. But I just stick it to kind of get it all, you know, an even flow, if you will. Then once I had them how I liked, I did take some Mod Podge and I put it on top. Now, I don't know if I really needed to do this because these stickers were pretty sticky. It seemed like they weren't moving, but you know, for a peace of mind, I wanted to cover these. Then once these were dry, I am taking my little finger sander and sanding down the edges. Now, I did try to get off as much of the excess as I could with some scissors, but just to make sure it was a sharp edge and, you know, a very clean cut, I did end up taking the sander and just sanding that down and peeling off the excess paper. Then I'm going in with some Antique Waverly Wax and my chippy brush, and I'm distressing these edges. Now, this is a really, I don't know what you would say, maybe shabby chic, but I love the farmhouse style, so I still wanted to distress these and make them look very rustic as well, even though they're kind of like pretty girl pink, you know what I mean? But so I just went all on the edges and then a little bit on the middle on both of these houses. And I also distressed the top of these houses. Now, you guys know, if you've been with me for a while, the back of things really doesn't bother me. If it bothers you guys, by all means, cover the back, paint it, whatever you want. But I love how these houses turned out. Let me know what you guys think down below. I am so honored to be doing a collaboration today with Nicole from TheWeeksNest. She is one of my favorite girls on YouTube and definitely a role model to me. If you guys are not subscribed to her, you definitely have to go over there and check her channel out. She does farmhouse, she does boho, she does modern, she does it all, and her DIYs are absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna leave the link to her channel in my description box and her collaboration video. So after mine, go over there and check her out and tell her that Savannah sent you. Okay, moving on to our second DIY, I am taking a 5x7 Dollar Tree picture frame. And I know what you guys are thinking, oh my gosh, another picture frame. But I don't know why. They're just so easy to DIY and make cute little pieces for your home decor. and I love how this one turned out. This is definitely one of my favorites as well. So I just start by removing everything like always, and then I give this picture frame a coat of the Ivory Waverly chalk paint. I do end up doing 2 because that black really did show through on the first coat. And even though I didn't mind that, I still wanted to cover up just a little bit more. So I did 2 coats. You guys do 17 coats if you want. Next, I'm taking this, I got this at Tuesday Morning for like $4. It is a Valentine's scrapbook paper book, but it did have some cute little spring colors in there. So I decided on this one, and then I'm cutting it out to size so it fits in the frame. Now, Dollar Tree has really cute tissue paper right now for Easter and spring. So there are Dollar Tree options if you don't have scrapbooking paper on hand. Then I'm taking some Antique Waverly Wax and my little chippy brush. If you guys do not have these, you definitely should invest in them. I love these little things. A subscriber, Rochelle, sent them to me, and I love them so much. I don't distress with anything else, but I just start by distressing over this paper to give it almost a worn look, and then I hot glue it to the back of the frame. Then I take my Antique Waverly Wax and that chip brush, and I distress the frame as well. Now, I did go a little crazy with the distressing on this picture frame because I loved how it was looking, and so I did go a little bit heavier than normal. Now, if you're new to distressing, there really is no technique, I would say, not for me at least. I just dry brush over it, and if you feel like you get a little bit too heavy, take that base coat that you used and a little bit of paint and just go over it, and it will, smooth it out. Then I'm taking these little letter blocks, little Scrabble letters, and I'm just distressing these as well. I get these from Walmart. I got these back at Valentine's Day, but I did see them today in the wood section there. So pick those up. If you don't have them, they're like $2. Then I'm taking the Waverly color Agave, and I am painting one of these little bunnies. I think this is the garland bunny or maybe the ornaments, I'm not sure, but they're at Dollar Tree, and look how pretty this color is, you guys. I've never seen this color before. I've seen it. I mean, obviously it's probably been around. I've never used it, but I grabbed it today, and I'm obsessed. I love it. Then I'm taking my chippy brush and some Ivory Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just dry brushing over this bunny because I wanted to give it a little bit more dimension. I like when I use a dark color on something to go over it a little bit with some white, and then go back in with my Antique Waverly Wax and distress the sides and everywhere like normal. Then I'm taking some raffia, and I'm kind of creating a collar for this bunny because we're going to put a bow on him, and I wanted it to look like the bow was wrapped around his neck. But I just took some raffia and laid some hot glue on the back and held that down until it stuck, obviously. And then someone asked me how I tie my raffia. Normally I don't tie it, but if I do create a bow, I take one strand and bunny ears, how ironic, and I just take bunny ears and tie it very loosely. Don't pull tight because it will rip your raffia. Then I take that bow and I hot glue that to the collar of the bunny. Now, the reason that I always just take one piece is because I go back in and I split the edges to make it look like I used a lot more than one. And I find it easier to do it that way versus taking like 5 pieces and having to tie a bow. I just think it's so much simpler to just take one piece, tie the bow, hot glue it, and then split your edges. Then I'm taking a white pom-pom. I made some pom-pom picks a couple videos back. If you haven't seen that, check that video out. But these are from Dollar General. They were $1. And I didn't like how bright white it was. So I did take some Antique Waverly wax and I kind of pounced on it. And then I hot glued that to the tail of the bunny. So I did go ahead and put the back into this frame, not putting the glass in there, but I do go back and hot glue the edges just to make sure that the back of the frame didn't slide anywhere. So once I had that in, I am taking the bunny and I'm hot gluing him to the middle of the frame. And then this is where I went back in and took the frame out because it was just sliding around just a little bit. And I put a few little dabs of hot glue in the corners. I know I'm blocking it, but that's all I did, just a little bit. And then I put the frame back in and put it together. Then I'm taking these little Scrabble words, and I am hot gluing them kind of catty-cornered, each one a different way on the side of this frame. And I love this, you guys. I think this is so cute. You could put it on a tiered tray. You could honestly put it anywhere. So let me know what you guys think of this one down below. So for our last DIY, this one is pretty simple, but I think it turns out super cute. I am taking this bunny cutout from the Dollar Tree. Now, I did take some putty and fill in the hole where the hanger was. And then I'm taking some Ivory Waverly chalk paint, and I am giving this bunny a good coat. You don't have to do 2 coats because this bunny is already light, and I did get a good coat with just one. And then you guessed it, we are taking some antique Waverly wax in our chippy brush and just going around the edges. I like to do the edges first and then I'll go in the middle. So I just go on the edges or all around the bunny, and then I do go in the middle with some of the antique Waverly wax. Next, I'm taking this willow wreath. This is from Walmart, and I believe it was like $4. I know Dollar Tree has these, but I can never find them, and I feel like this one was a little bit better quality, and I just love the contrast between the light bunny and the dark wreath. You guys, look at these flowers. I don't end up using this one in this DIY because I felt like it was too big. But look how pretty it is. It's almost like an ombre effect, and it wasn't more than $2. They also have some 97-cent florals, so get to your local Walmart. Next, I'm taking some burlap ribbon, and I'm taking some buffalo check gray ribbon. These were on sale for $1 at Walmart as well. And then I'm taking some lace ribbon. Now, I changed my mind on the position of this, but for right now, I am laying it straight. And then I'm taking this beautiful ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I cut 2 of those and lay those in X formation. Now, I do the same with the lace. I saw my girl Shayna. If you guys aren't following her, I'll link her channel down below. But she did her bow. She laid the thicker ribbon straight and then the smaller ribbon in an X formation. So I wanted to try it, and so that's what I did. I ended up doing those 2, and then I took some raffia, kind of just bunched it up, and then took some jute and cinched this bow. And then I did go back in and trim the longer ribbon, just the ends of it, because I felt like they were a little bit too long for the bow. It was kind of, you know, not looking good. So I trimmed that, and then we are going to hot glue this bow to the neck of the bunny. And then we are going to hot glue the bunny to this wreath. Now, the cool thing about this is if I ever want to take this bunny off, I can. The hot glue might be a pain, but you could always use zip ties, hot glue them to the back of the bunny, and then zip tie them. Or you could just use the other side of this wreath. So next, I am going to take a button. You guys know, if you've been with me for a while, I love my Dollar Tree buttons. This one is kind of like an olive green, and I felt like it went with the green with the yellow flowers. So I hot glue that to the middle of this bow. And this, like I said, this is a super simple DIY, but I just love the contrast between the light and the dark, and then just that cute little bow. I feel like it pulls it all together. So let me know which one was your favorite today. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave me your favorite emoji, and be sure to check out Nicole. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.